Let's talk about an example of a rationalization of limits. So example is evaluate limit x tends to 4 is square root of x plus 5 minus 3 over x minus 4. So as you can see, our function is given as f of x is equal to square root of x plus 5 minus 3 over x minus 4. In order to find the limit of this function at point x tends to 4, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check this function at x equals to 4. So let's check this function at x equals to 4 and see what happens. So at x equals to 4, let's see what happens to the function. So at x equals to 4, my f will be f of 4, that is equal to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace each x by 4. So I will write the square root of x is 4. So I will write 4 plus 5 minus 3 over 4 minus 4. Right? Now let's simplify further. I will write this one as the square root of 4 plus 5 is 9 minus 3 over 4 minus 4 is 0. A square root of 9 is what? 3. So I have 3 minus 3 over 0. And we all know that 3 minus 3 is 0. So I have 0 over 0. So as you can see, at x equals to 4, function fx is basically f4 is 0 over 0, which means what? Undefined. So the function is undefined at x equals to 4. Now let's find the limit when x tends to 0 for this function. So our function is basically limit x tends to 4. Our function is square root of x plus 5 minus 3 over x minus 4. In order to find the limit of this function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rationalize. So as you can see, I have a square root of x plus 5 minus 3 at the numerator. And in order to rationalize, what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply the same term but with a different sign. So basically I have a negative sign over here. I'm going to multiply the same term with a positive sign. So I will multiply both numerator and denominator by square root of x plus 5 plus 3, right? So I'm multiplying both numerator and denominator by x plus 5 plus 3. So square root of x plus 5 plus 3, right? Now let's simplify further, and if we do that, we will write limit x tends to 4. I have my numerator, which is what? A square root of x plus 5 minus 3 times the square root of x plus 5 plus 3 over, I have x minus 4, so I'll write x minus 4 times, inside the bracket I have x plus 5 under the square root plus 3, right? Now, as you can see, if I consider the square root of x plus 5 as my a and b as my 3, I have what? A minus b right here, and this over here I have a plus b, right? So as you can see, I have a minus b times a plus b, and we all know that the formula for a minus b times a plus b is what? A squared minus b squared. So this is basically a minus b times a plus b. So let's simplify and if we simplify, we will get limit x tends to 4, right? I will write a squared, which is what? Square root of x plus 5 whole square minus b is 3, so 3 squared over I have x minus 4 times square root of x plus 5 plus 3, right? Now, if I square the square root, what will I get? I will get the term itself, so I have limit x tends to 4. I have over here x plus 5 minus 3 squared is 9 over x minus 4 times square root of x plus 5 plus 3, right? Now, if we simplify the numerator, we will get what? X plus 5 minus 9. So 5 minus 9 is what? 4. So we will get over here as limit x tends to 4. I have over here as x minus 4 because 5 minus 9 is 4. So I have x minus 4 at the numerator and my denominator is x minus 4 times the square root of x plus 5 plus 3, right? Now, as you can see, I can cancel x minus 4 from numerator as well as from the denominator, and if I do that, I am left with, this is equal to limit x tends to 4, and I have 1 over the square root of x plus 5 plus 3. And this is basically my simplified form of the limit, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify this limit, and this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to substitute x as 4 in this expression, and if I do that, I will write this one as 1 over, my x is 4, so I will write a square root of 4 plus 5 plus 3. And we all know that 4 plus 5 is what? 9. So I have 1 over the square root of 9 plus 3. And we all know that a square root of 9 is what? 3. So I have, this is equal to 1 over a square root of 9 is 3. So I have 3 plus 3, right? And 3 plus 3 is what? 6. So I will write 1 over 6, right? So the limit for this function is 1 over 6, right? Which is basically the limit of the given function at x tends to 4, right? And this is how we will find the limit of any given rational function.